Hello everybody, thanks for joining us today. So in the Ladies Bluff video, I was talking about how I was really wanting people to come on these trips with me, and I started praying about it, and God answered them prayers quickly. So the last 3 trips, me and my son went to Big South Fort, Kentucky. Me and my wife went to Jacksonville, Florida, and talked with my buddy Kevin. And last weekend, me and my buddy Joel went to Tennessee and hunted down some waterfalls. And that video will be coming out pretty soon. So it's been pretty busy. So it's Saturday, and just for tonight, we're gonna, me and the dogs that is, it's just us today. Hey guys, hey, you wanna say hi? Come here. There's Tucker, he'll say hi. What's up, buddy? So they got their sweaters on. Tucker's thinking he's handsome. But it's just us. We're gonna go up in here. We're gonna sleep in the tent tonight. And I brought my hammock just to hang out in. Maybe read some. We're gonna pray some and spend some time with God out here in nature. And I'm gonna read y'all a story. And so that's kind of what we got going on this evening. Gonna keep it real simple today. All right, I'll get back with you when we get to camp. We gotta climb over this tree down in the way. We found a good camp spot. We're up on a bluff, and we got a pretty dang good view out here. These dogs gonna fall off, scaring me. But we got this little creek down there. Get us some water. It's got a little waterfall. We'll go check out a little bit. Yeah, we'll go exploring around. But I was originally had in my mind to camp at the bottom of this little bluff, but we got down in there where I was thinking, and there was a den and a whole lot of prints. So I don't know, probably coyotes, I'd imagine, but I ain't scared of coyotes. But Tucker is, ain't you, buddy? Say, yeah, I ain't as fast as the road runner. But I'll show you where. We found a good flat spot up here. Plenty of firewood around too. So we're gonna set up a tent. Probably set up a fire here and chill for a while. Oh, I forgot one thing I brought in. Speaking of chilling, here's what I'm going to be reading the story out of. And I brought Bo Payne's book. I'm about halfway through it, and I really like it. And so I'll probably maybe could finish that tonight. But I'll put some links to Bo in the description. He's a really good guy. All right, so we're going to set up camp. The temperature's starting to drop. It's getting a little cool out here. But I wanted to share with y'all something I wrote in my journal. And on May the 22nd of 2019, this story has come up a couple of times lately for some reason, and I've told it to a few people. And so I went back and I looked back at my journal writings, and I reread it, and I thought y'all might relate to it or get something out of it. But it kind of tells about where I was at this point. At the time, I was 40 days sober, maybe. So I'll just read it to you. And I haven't changed anything on it. I haven't edited it at all. I'm going to read it just as it is, and it's messy handwriting too, so I might mess a few things up on it. But a couple of nights ago, I was reading in a book by Max Lucado, Just Like Jesus. He was saying, imagine Jesus taking over and entering my body, with all of my physical, mental, and spiritual problems still intact, just as they are presently. How would he act? How would people see a change in me? What things would be different that others would notice? I think probably a whole lot. The one big thing that comes to mind is fear. Why has this always been and played such a big part in my life, in my actions or lack of? Is this something that I can overcome? I know so, but not by my own doing. I know through Jesus and what he did for me on the cross, I can conquer this fear that the devil tries so hard to instill in me every waking moment of my life. Every minute, hour, every second is controlling me. Most of the time, not to do something. No action, period. I isolate, I'm scared, I'm missing out on life. Things, people, places, situations are not part of my everyday life simply because I let the devil control me with fear. He knows this has always been my weakest point in my life. So that's where he gets me every time. And I let him. That's exactly right, I'll let him. So the main thing about myself that I will start working on is fear. I will confront it, pray about it, write about it. With God's help, I know I can overcome this. My conscience definitely has a big part in it. I know the way I have lived most of my life is not seen as good in my eyes, so I could just assume how others see me, not in a good way. I have a ways to go before others will see a big change in me. Time does heal most wounds. Maybe some wounds that people have that I have inflicted on them may never be healed. If God forgives me, I should forgive myself. Is that good enough? I will do my part and let him handle the rest. That's all I know to do. I know that having a fear to call Kevin or Doug or talk to Louie is not the way God intends for me to live. And I'll explain that. That was three of my go-to guys at the time, and still are. And every time I'd go to call them, I would just be filled with fear. Like I don't know. I'm not that way today, but at this time I very was much that way. I said, what would Jesus do? He'd pick up the phone and call me. He'd go see him. He wouldn't be scared of anything that was agreeable with God's order. What got me really giving this more thought was something that happened yesterday. Me and my wife Amy, it just says Amy, but my wife Amy, was down at the lake, and we stopped at Moss Creek Day Recreational Area. We were sitting at a picnic table and both of us were reading. There was a family next to us at the table, and their son, probably 8 or 9 years old, was playing in the water on an inner tube. Just a simple donut style raft that probably cost $10, $20 at Walmart. I heard the mom say, just let it go. It will wash up somewhere. And I don't feel like getting wet. I looked up and the boy was walking back up to the table. They was looking disheartened because his fun was over. I looked out at the water and the tube was floating away into Kentucky Lake. I really didn't see it as a challenge at this point to retrieve it. Why was it to them? The mom and dad, that is. It was maybe 50 feet off the bank. I thought maybe the water would be 4 or 5 foot deep at that point. Maybe more. So I'm thinking. That's what gets me every time. I'm thinking. That's easy. I could get that no problem. Even if I had to swim a little, no big deal, right? Wrong. I had so many variables running through my head, I give up on the idea of rescue fairly easy. I wasn't really dressed for it, or was I? I had shorts on and a t-shirt. Did it really matter if I rode home wet? Did it really matter to me? Not really. It was a gravel rock bottom, so I probably kept my shoes on, probably. Does it bother me to have wet shoes, wet feet? Not really. Would I take my shirt off before going out there? Yes. Does it bother me for people to see my pale, fat belly and the hair patches on my back? Yes. But would that stop me? No. I was ready to get this raft, save the day, do something for someone. Be kind, be giving. So why didn't I just plunge in the lake and retrieve the raft for the boy? I would have for one of my kids without even thinking, or would I? I like to think I would have. There's been things that I didn't do for them because of fear of people before. Events I didn't go to that I should have. For instance, the twins' graduation party 2 days ago. I didn't go. I saw an out, the easy way out, and I took it. For why? People is why. The fear of who is going to be there, who is going to talk to me. Will it be just idle conversations the whole time with me thinking, what do they really think of me? Are they judging me on my past? What do I really think of them? Am I judging them also? Does anyone really want me there? So I was watching this raft float away, further and further, and smiling. Amy asked me what I was looking at. I said nothing. She even asked me if I was going to go get that raft. The reason I was smiling was because of what I was thinking as I watched. What would Jesus do right now if he was in my body? There's no doubt what he would have done. He would have, without overanalyzing the situation, walked or swam out in the water and brought the raft back for the boy. Could I? Would I? Did I? No. Why not? I'm gonna stop right there and we'll finish up here in a little bit. But I think it's really helpful to look back on some of my journal writings and see where I was and see if I have grown. And but you know, maybe you've been wanting to journal and just kind of putting it off. I don't do it enough anymore. I want to, but sometimes it's just hard for me to sit down and do it. But when I write stuff like this, I let my mind go, and I just, what my buddy said, just puke it out on paper. And it really helps to go back and look. And maybe that's something I need to do more of. But anyways, I'm gonna go start a fire and cook some supper, and we'll get back to this. All right, got this little fire going. Feels good. So we're gonna cook supper. We're gonna have beef stroganoff tonight, and gotta have your little stove, rocket, some fuel, pan, plate to eat out of. But here's the ingredients. We're gonna do some macaroni. It was just in the cabinet, I grabbed it. But there's some little bouillon cubes in there. We're gonna put some of them in there. And we got 2 little bags of beef jerky, 10% off at the dollar store. It's probably old, but we're gonna rehydrate it. Is the point of it. So we're gonna let that boil in the water. We got some salt and pepper for flavor, and the cream of the mushroom. And we're just gonna throw all that in there, and it's gonna be good. See what she tastes like. And make a tadpole want to slap a whale, as my daddy-in-law would say. All right. Got some food in our bellies. Got some good fire going. So I'm gonna finish this little story. And then we might fix a little coffee. And get ready. Get in the tent. Maybe read a while. Just kind of relax. All right, Tucker. You want to watch out there, big boy. Hey, quit now. Come on. All right, so I was saying, could I, would I, did I? No. Why not? Because as I thought about it, overthought it, I was focusing on his dad. Why hadn't he went out and got it for his son? Or was it his son? Maybe he wasn't the kid's dad. Maybe he was trying to teach him a lesson. He just wasn't the least bit, or at least didn't show it outwardly, concerned about that raft floating away. The boy was sad. The fun was over. The raft was out of reach for him, but to me it wasn't. It could have been saved still at this point. That fire's hot. My mind ticking again. Say I get this inner tube for this kid. What will his dad say? What will he feel? Would I be the hero and make him look useless in front of his son, his wife? I sincerely wasn't seeking any glory or praises if I did this. I just felt bad for the boy and didn't see it as a huge physical task. As far as I know, the dad couldn't swim. But did I do it? Was I willing to take the chance of upsetting someone's day? No, I didn't. I thought, Jesus could do this and everyone would be grateful and happy, but I'm not Jesus, not even close. Would things have worked out for the best? Would they have been thankful? Most likely the answer is yes. Was I willing to take that risk? No. It wasn't such a big physical challenge to me, but it had become in my mind at least a huge mental challenge, an undertaking I just wasn't ready to tackle. Without action, there is no results. This is a lesson I was shown firsthand yesterday as I watched the raft float away out of sight. The raft could symbolize a whole bunch of different things in my life that could go untouched if I don't put action behind my knowledge of knowing what the next right thing will be. Did I learn anything from this? Enough to change and overcome my fears today? Do I really trust God with my every move? I like to think I do. Time and my actions will tell the rest of the story. So that's what I wrote. Almost 4 years ago. But have I overcome some of my fears? I think I have. I mean, I'm not scared to stand at the cash register at the Walmart anymore. I'm doing this. I'm kind of opening up to anybody who wants to look at this in hopes that it'll help someone else, that they realize, if they've had some thoughts like that, you're not alone. A lot of people deal with anxiety and fear of everything around us. And I think I have overcome some of them fears. I got a long way to go. I know that. But anyways, I thought somebody might could relate to that, or if you know somebody, that might need to hear that, share it with them. And it's not just alcohol and drugs. I mean, lots of kinds of people have anxieties and fears. But I really think, with God's help, I can overcome it. There's no reason for me not to live, and I mean really live, because of a fear of what somebody might say about me or think about me, or just the expectations of others that I have in my mind, and others' expectations of me. But anyways, that really helped me rereading that. But I'm going to say this, and I really don't want to say it, but we got some really good feedback from a lot of people that these videos have helped them, and I love it. I thank y'all so much if you've stayed and watched, this far in this video, and you watch some of the other ones. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. It means so much. And but if you would, on YouTube, subscribe and maybe like it, and that'll help get it to other people that may, could benefit from watching some of these. And it's not for me. I mean, don't do it for me, because it's not about me. This is helping me stay sober, but I really hope, and everyone on these videos really hope, that it reaches somebody that it needs to reach. And the day this becomes about me, I'm gonna quit doing it. And I hope my pride and my ego don't ever get in the way of that, because I'm loving seeing God work in this. I know He's behind it 100%. And so, thank y'all again. I think in the morning we'll cruise down through here, and I'll show y'all a few little sites where we're at. A little waterfall. All right, good night. Good morning. Got cold last night, but man, I got some rest. We was up in that tent for about, 10 hours or so, and it's just so relaxed and peaceful. But we got up and packed up camp. It's about, a little after 8 right now. Super Bowl Sunday. But I was gonna show y'all this little waterfall. It ain't much, but it's really pretty this morning. We'll go check it out. I think that's pretty cool. Tucker's naked this morning. He lost his sweater last night somewhere. He was out running in the dark. I don't know what happened to it. So we'll call him the Streak. You going in there, Tucker? Get in there, boy. Whoa. Pearl's having a hard time making it up through them rocks. Come on, Pearl. We might have to go back and get her. Here's where I was talking about all the tracks and the little den. I think this is really neat. There she is. She made it. I knew you could do it, Pearl. All right, so we're gonna get up out of here this morning. All right, we're headed out. Good little trip. And it was for them guys right there too, because they've been setting out for about 6 weeks now and they ain't got to go. So I kind of promised them I'd take them out. But yeah, I was thinking the weekend before me and my son went to Big South Fork, me and my new friend Austin went down to LBL and camped, and my buddy Joel come down, hung out for a while. And the weekend before that, me and my mom went to up around Lexington, Cincinnati area, and went to the Noah's Ark and the Creation Museum, and that was a really good trip. That was a blessing, and we had the best conversations, and it was really cool. We had a good time. And you know, that's what it's about for me now, is just trying to be a blessing to somebody else and not a burden anymore. And I'm not saying I'm a joy to be around all the time, but I sure try to do it God's way. But my wife Amy, she edits these videos. She's doing an awesome job on it. There's so many good things going on. But would I went and got that raft if I was sitting up there at that picnic table instead of reading? If I was drinking? Hell yeah, I'd went and got that raft. And wasn't even worried about the consequences. Or, you know, I would have been trying to get all the glory for it. And I don't know, I just I would do things like that and not worry about anybody's feelings or anything like that. And I just do what I wanted to do. But would I go get it today, sober? I think I would, and if I don't, shame on me. But, hey, like I was saying last night, if y'all, you know, really agree with what is going on here in these videos, sharing with somebody. I mean, that's all this is about. It's just carrying the message. You know, and I'm basing most of it upon, you know, recovery from alcohol and drugs, but it pertains to, you know, mental health and everything. Everything comes along with that stuff, and you know, and everybody's got something going on. So I just try and do it God's way, and trying to just be myself best I can, because that's what I'd always deal with, that fear and stuff. And that's one big reason that I would drink, because then, you know, I was being who I thought I was, but it really turned me into a different person. And I'm learning how to just be me without drinking today. So I'm gonna go home. Got a few things to do today. Good little trip. Thank y'all so much for joining us, and I love y'all. Try to be a blessing to somebody today.